Hi guys, welcome back. And you already know the goal is to break the image of tradition
while showing the beauty of walking in wisdom,
bringing it raw and keeping it wanted.
With Christ at the center, you're either going to hate it or love it.
Welcome back. Like I said a few times, right? I am your host, Vanessa, and this is my co-host,
Clarissa Bell.
And today we're going to be talking about hypocrites.
No, we're not.
No?
No.
Today we're going to be talking about AOC, got to go.
No.
Got to go. AOC, got to go. What?
No, I don't even know what this episode, really
is about, right?
Yeah, I don't
thought
really
a hypocrite sounds good.
Yeah, hypocrite. No.
Hypocrisy?
No. So I'll just give you the gist. So basically, we're going to be running through a lot of the Democrat politicians and showing a little of their character and some of the things that they have done throughout the years that you may or may not know about. So do you want to run into the videos?
I think that Democrats are really fun. Hit it, Billy.
The carjacking are speaking out tonight after their alleged attacker was given a lesser sentence. Making matters worse, they're trying to piece together why the mayor was at the sentencing. Eleanor Tabone has the story.
You know, it's like, oh, just some teenagers walking.
September 11, 2021 is the day Madison Bergeron will never forget. Madison says she had just pulled into the driveway. She was grabbing some things in her car when she says she felt someone tugging on her handbag. She says she turned around and her attacker pulled a gun.
He pulled the weapon out and he said, give me everything you have. I have a weapon. But I also was thinking to myself, well, any sudden movement, that could be it.
Thinking I might die in that moment, seeing just my life flash before my eyes, I complied.
This survivor was a victim of the same attacker who carjacked Madison. Both women telling us the juvenile was sentenced to 3 years probation. New Orleans District Attorney Jason Williams saying in part, it was abundantly clear based on the facts, evidence and circumstances that serious jail time was required. We are extremely disappointed in the sentence that was ultimately handed down. But it was the high-profile figure sitting alongside the attacker's family that had the survivors confused and angry.
The mayor's sitting on his side, consoling his family. And, it just kind of makes you think, whose side is the city on? Are they on your side? Do they care about, victims?
As we were crying, she was there to support the attacker's mother.
We reached out to the mayor's office asking why Mayor Cantrell was at court yesterday and why she was supporting the juvenile's family. We didn't hear back.
And the city travel policy is that city employees must buy the lowest airfare available or pay the difference if they elect to travel in other sections.
And Paul Murphy reports the legal question now is, does the policy apply to elected officials such as the mayor?
A defiant New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell is refusing to pay the city roughly $29,000 she charged this year to upgrade her city air travel to business and first class.
All expenses incurred doing business on behalf of the city of New Orleans will not be reimbursed to the city of New Orleans. One thing is clear, I do my job.
Vote Senator Mack.
And I will not apologize for being able to do a headstand. And I will not apologize for, having enough cake to twerk.
Last fall, Congresswoman Omar was also named as the other woman in a Washington, D.C. divorce filing. In the filing, a woman said her husband, progressive political consultant Tim Minott, was leaving her for the Congresswoman. At the time, Representative Omar denied she was dating anyone, and Tim Minott also denied the affair. But last month, the Congresswoman announced on her Instagram account that the two are in fact married. Her campaign continues to employ and pay Minott's consulting firm for work nearly $300,000 in just the first quarter of this year.
So it's been known for quite a while that Ilhan Omar apparently married her own brother to help him gain entry illegally into the country. That's a violation of immigration law. That actually happened, it turns out. And now we're learning the FBI had evidence to confirm it, but didn't do anything about it.
So the very day that they were going to unleash this on the world, and in fact I was interviewing one of the people involved, the FBI swooped on the gentleman, Anton Lazaro, from this Republican PAC up in Minnesota, and arrested him on some different charges. Who knows whether, he's guilty or not guilty. I mean, he's not guilty until proven, but he's in jail. And so his story never got to see the light of day. I mean, luckily he'd told the FBI they were not interested. They told him the statute of limitations had run out. We managed to see the website before he took it down, before he was arrested, and managed to report the story such as it was.
So just to be totally clear, she did marry her brother. We know that. Not only repulsive, but illegal. It's fraud. She's not been indicted. She's not going to be indicted. That's totally cool now.
Well, the FBI was told by one of these associates of these people that found the information and was just told no, that they've just decided the statute of limitations has run out on marriage fraud, even though there's no statute of limitations on immigration fraud.
Getting our first look at evidence from the overdose emergency involving former gubernatorial candidate Andrew Gillum.
And we're talking about a very messy hotel room with drugs scattered everywhere. Local 10 News reporter Laren Livingston is live on South Beach to show us. Laren.
So police tell us back on March 13th, Andrew Gillum was so inebriated when they got here to the Mondrian South Beach Hotel that he could not even speak with those officers who responded here.
Call came in about a suspected drug overdose. Andrew Gillum, husband, father, and rising star in the Democratic Party, the first black nominee of a major party when he ran for Florida governor, was one of 3 men found inside that hotel room. Police say Aldo Mejias came back to the room where he found Gillum and Travis Dyson under the influence of an unknown substance. Gillum, who'd reportedly been found vomiting in the bathroom, was later allowed to leave the hotel to go home. Police also released these photos showing the mess left behind: stained pillowcases and sheets, pills and bottles of pills spilled in various places. Police also removed what they suspected to be 3 small bags of crystal meth.
Police say those suspected drugs were eventually impounded. No criminal charges were ever filed, and Gillum claimed he was here in South Florida for a wedding.
And one of the reasons she thinks that you don't want to debate, because you don't want to hear her bring up the issue, and we've seen billboards around town, for goodness sakes, that you are a twice convicted racist regarding the discrimination claims by a former Senate staffer. What happened with that incident? Because you have actually apologized. You said your response in this incident fell short of taking real responsibility and that you failed to meet the moment. Address this issue, please.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say that Kari Lake's attacks about this are baseless and have risen to the level of personal attacks, and I'm not going to respond to her personal attacks. I am truly sorry, as I've said many times, for the real harm that I know Ms. Adams faced as a result of that situation, and I've taken accountability for my role in her termination.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting information right now? Hot sauce. Hot sauce in my bag, Swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black
She didn't know what bag swag meant.
Okay. Is it working?
Members of Congress should not be selling individual stocks, put it in a blind trust, trade in mutual funds. But we should know, the American people should know, that a member of Congress is never leaving a classified briefing and calling their stockbroker. The Speaker put forth really a bill destined to fail.
House Democrat Abigail Spanberger went after House Speaker Nancy Pelosi for stalling bipartisan legislation that would prevent members of Congress from being able to trade individual stocks. Now, this is incredibly important legislation, and Pelosi had made clear previously and faced a lot of backlash that she wasn't really in favor of banning members of Congress from engaging in this activity because she believes in the free market. And so she decided to stall the legislation by putting out her own horse crap version of it that had a massive loophole that effectively made the newer piece of legislation completely irrelevant. Now, I want to go to the rest of Spanberger's argument here. Unfortunately, it's made on Fox News. I wish MSNBC covered this and gave Spanberger an opportunity to air her issues with Pelosi on this matter. But unfortunately, Fox News wanted to cover it for their own political purposes.
Right now, the best thing that we can do for our economy is to have comprehensive immigration reform. We have a shortage of workers in our country, and you see even in Florida, some of the farmers and the growers saying, why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops down here.
I feel like, y'all, we need sleepers. When we get enough of us in there, we can wreak havoc for real from the inside out. Then we can flip some from the inside out. We got to take back some of these seats, especially in these local elections. We need a group of sleepers. And I still got to struggle to raise money for my campaign. Where the is my black people with money? I don't care about no dope money. Give me that dope boy money.
What is it about the left and their need to lie? Okay, maybe you think lie is too strong a word, but whether you call it dissemination or misinformation, over-regging the pudding, whatever phrase you want to use, there seems to be this constant need for lefties to not reflect the truth in their words or their actions. Once again, the perpetrators were US leftists. Their politicians, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar, two terrible lefties as far as I'm concerned. Here they are protesting against the US Constitution and pretending to be handcuffed for the cameras while being escorted away from the scene. The invisible handcuffs, hey, that only allow you to raise a fist in solidarity. Wow, this is, arrest of a new kind. And if this journalist is actually telling the truth, then staff of one of these members of Parliament, Congress, even lied by confirming to reporters that she was in handcuffs.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She goes live on Instagram and she tells a story about hearing a knocking on her door. And then she panics. Oh no. And she goes and hides in her bathroom. And then someone comes in the room and she hears, where is she? Where is she? And she's thinking, the rioters, they found me. Fortunately, it was just a cop who terrified her. And this all happened on January 6th. The only problem with that narrative, and I was surprised a lot of people didn't catch this, was that her story took place a full hour before anyone breached the Capitol grounds, before anyone breached the building, before anyone had known that anything was going to happen. AOC comes out with this story. I don't understand. AOC, maybe she's lying. Maybe. I will say as a statement of fact, AOC lied. Okay, fine. Intention is difficult to prove. She was just incorrect.
I may have broken the law during the course of it, and, I'm certainly not above the law.
Yeah, new at 6 tonight, the mayor of Braddock admits to pulling a shotgun after chasing a man he suspected of firing a gun near his home. And it turns out that man was just an innocent jogger. Good evening, everybody. I'm Wendy Bell.
And I'm Mike Clark. Tonight, the big question is the mayor being given special treatment? Only on 4 tonight, reporter Bob Mayo digs into the controversy.
It happened just down the road by Braddock Mayor Fetterman's home when he heard what he thought was assault rifle gunfire. He chased a man that he thought was responsible, then pulled a shotgun to confront him until police arrived.
With my son, my 4-year-old son, and I heard approximately a dozen or more what clearly sounded like assault rifle gunshots go off.
Mayor John Fetterman says he rushed his son inside, called 911, and took off in his truck after a masked man in black he saw running. But Chris Mayeras, the man Fetterman confronted, turns out to be an innocent jogger who police say had no weapon.
There wasn't any assault rifle shots. It was bottle rockets behind the library.
Mayor Fetterman did have a weapon.
A 20-gauge shotgun under the back seat of my truck, which I pulled out and I showed to just say, look, we're going to wait here and we're going to get this all sorted out when the police arrive.
Mayeras and the mayor tell very different stories. He says Fetterman
followed me into North Braddock and pulled a shotgun and aimed it at my chest.
Did you point the shotgun at him?
No, I did not. I pointed it, away so that he would see that I was armed, but I did not point it at him. In fact, I didn't even have a round chambered or remove the safety at that point.
For both men, it was frightening. North Braddock's police chief says his officers tell him the shotgun incident was over when they arrived. Mieres says that's not true. The police tried to laugh it off.
I mean, there's a mayor with a shotgun and 6 other cops surrounded me. What else can I do but this?
I believe I did the right thing, but I may have broken the law during the course of it, and I'm certainly not above the law if I did. But what I did in a split second, and out of concern as the father and the mayor.
He's trying to make it like it's okay. He's trying to justify what he did. I mean, you're the mayor of Braddock in North Braddock with a shotgun.
After meeting with both men, North Braddock's chief is advising Mieres to bring his concerns to county authorities.
So I put all those videos together because, you always hear about how Republicans are racist and they're this and they're that. But the stuff that they're complaining about, to have to watch this throughout the years and be like, y'all don't have an issue with none of this behavior. And this isn't even talking about their policies. This is just their character. You have Fetterman, who's willing, and I believe he lied, willing to change the story to make it seem as if, no, he was in the wrong. I was just doing what was right. I mean, it might have been illegal.
Not only that, he brought his little 4-year-old son into it.
No,
my son, he 4,
I had to put him in the house.
Dad.
And, I had to make sure that he was
scared.
safe. Yeah.
Ran outside with my shotgun.
Now the shotgun was already in the.
Did you point to that?
I put it down here to show him that I had it, but I didn't put it in his chest though. I didn't do that.
I put it more so towards his shoulder.
He didn't even say that.
I know.
Didn't even say that. And then as far as like Andrew Gillum, I think that's how you say his last name. When I found out all of that had happened, like he had just lost the Florida race.
You talking about the guy with the escort?
Yeah.
That escort was fine.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, even that dude, he fine. But what was they doing in that?
You know what they was doing. But that could have been the governor of Florida.
Oof.
But instead we got DeSantis. Praise the Lord.
Oh my God.
Praise the Lord. So and then you're talking about Ilhan Omar.
She looked just like her brother.
Just like her brother.
They had to do no DNA test.
But that's not the only thing that they've done as far as fraud.
And she was the other woman.
Yeah, she was a homewrecker.
Like.
Then you got AOC, who's a liar.
She a dancer though.
And an instigator.
She know how to dance.
Nah, she can't dance.
She try.
She tries. I'll give her that. I'll give her that. But you have somebody that's an instigator that's willing to cause more political tension.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that? Why would you pretend as if you were being arrested just so that people that may follow you and believe all of this, cops being a certain way towards minorities? Why would you do something like that to plant that in the minds of people? You're an instigator.
Yeah, but at the same time, she is an instigator. But at the same time, people were really believing her.
Mm-hmm.
She had handcuffs. She was like,
power to the people. Put them back in the cuff.
How did you do that? How about Miss Cake? She had a lot of cake.
I remember hearing people talk about that. Like, yo, she can get my vote. And I'm like, and that's why the country's in the condition that it's in.
Yeah.
Like, this is not high school. This is not high school.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like.
We're not voting for prom king and queen.
That's what it feels like.
This isn't class president.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous that she wants to be a member of Congress. She wants to be in a leadership position, but she's in a thong.
I'm going to sell my body. My body is more important. That's what matters. Me being able to shake this batuka.
Cake.
Yes.
And see nothing wrong with it. And that's the part that's just like, how are you going to be an effective leader when you're on the beach, booty popping on a handstand?
She did her thing, though.
No, I don't think so.
You think there's other people who could do better?
Absolutely.
Oh, well, dang.
And then the fact that she kept saying, throughout the time that she was doing it, that ass. like how old are you that you're behaving this way? I mean, it was just, to me, the whole thing.
It's almost like she's a stripper.
Yeah, it wasn't appropriate. And I think that her already being in a leadership position, she should have stepped down. Like, they should have called for her to resign.
But there is a push for that type of behavior for women in America. There is a push for that.
Maybe, if you're talking about being on a music video.
I mean, Cardi B made people vote.
Cardi B is a rapper.
Yeah, but she was politicking.
Politicking?
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't use that word. Oh, God, I can't think of her name. In the beginning, the chick that was sitting with the young boy that did the mugging, it's the same woman. Latrell, I think that's how you say her name. But it's the same woman. So not only does she not really care about victims, you know, she doesn't care about the crime that's going on in her city. She's absolutely okay with it. But then at the same time, I mean, why would she be, you know, indifferent when it comes to crime? She's a criminal herself. Like you literally took $29,000 from your taxpayers. And was like, I ain't paying y'all back nothing at all. I ain't paying the state nothing because I do my job. But this is the vote blue, no matter who, that I should be on the side of? Absolutely no. Absolutely no. And there's a list of them. I mean, I could go on and on and on of
insider trading, Miss Nancy Pelosi.
I mean, really. Like, don't you think that you and family members shouldn't be? No. It's the free market, and I'm down for the free market. I bet you are. Being a multi-millionaire, being a civil servant, that makes perfect sense. You know, the fact that your husband can go out. You know, they got like a Nancy Pelosi trading list for her.
I'm sure they do.
They do.
You just get it, and you can.
Yeah, they literally
make
say
money
that
like Nancy.
if you want to make money, follow Nancy's movement. Because if she buys into something, buy into it.
Okay.
Because it's going somewhere. You know, for you to buy into credit card companies. Training. Absolutely. And her husband gets in on it too. Her husband ends up buying stuff, and then shortly after that, the stock takes off. Really? You ain't nobody that good.
Ain't no way.
All the time, though?
Ain't no way. Don't you find that suspicious?
But the reason why I bring all of this up is because we know that the election is coming up, and we have Fetterman here in the state of Pennsylvania that's running against Oz for senator. And
we're going to do stuff. We're going to get stuff
Do you want to just roll the clip, and then we could talk about it afterwards?
Oh, that's right. That was the old Fetterman that we just seen. We didn't see the new Fetterman.
Yeah, that was the old Fetterman.
Yeah, Mr. putting shotguns on black people, just random black people. Yo. You just running down the street. Boy, what you running from?
Yo.
I just heard some loud noise. I know you did something. Sir, I was just running. Don't you sir me.
Don't you sir. You're so silly. No, but really, I love that you said that, because it's like, this is exactly what Democrats love. Right. Could you imagine if a Republican had did that? They would have ad after ad after ad. Like, this is what they live for.
Like, that guy should have his own show. Let me tell you what Fetterman did to me. So I was walking down the street.
Nah, they paid him. They paid him.
Oh, they did.
You cannot tell me that man didn't get no hush money.
Yeah, he did.
Reported to the office, like, listen, what do we got to give you to make this go away?
They told him where to go get this money. You know, what you going to do? We can't do anything. We're the police. But go to the counselor's office and do a report there. Bring your routing number and account number.
Pretty much, because you didn't hear nothing else after that. And it's sad because, like, this is, they're able to find racism in anything and everything.
That was racist. So to me, honestly, after that story, I'm convinced he's racist.
No, but like, really though, a white man chasing down a black man, put a shotgun in his chest, and the black guy was innocent. Yo, that's what Democrats live for. But not a peep. As a matter of fact, they want us to vote for this individual.
Oh, thank you.
Now, before we get into wanting to tell people to vote for this individual, let's learn a little bit more about this individual.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you want to say individual one more time?
Individual?
Hit it.
In Pennsylvania, now considered a toss-up, our Dasha Burns spoke with Democrat John Fetterman in his first in-person sit-down interview since he suffered a stroke. And Dasha, this was not a typical candidate interview.
No, Lester, because of his stroke, Fetterman's campaign required closed captioning technology for this interview to essentially read our questions as we ask them. And Lester, in small talk before the interview, without captioning, it wasn't clear he was understanding our conversation.
Can voters trust that you will be able to do this job on day one?
Yeah, of course.
This is Pennsylvania Democratic Senate candidate John Fetterman's first in-person sit-down interview since a stroke sidelined him from the campaign trail for months.
That auditory processing where I'll hear someone speaking, but sometimes I'll be able to be precise on what exactly that they're saying. I use captioning.
His campaign required that he be allowed to use a transcription program on his computer during our interview.
I always thought I was pretty empathetic, emphatic. I think I was very, empathetic. That's an example of the stroke, empathetic. I always thought I was very empathetic before having a stroke. But now after having that stroke, I really understand, much more kind of the challenges that Americans have day in and day out.
So you say you're on the road to full recovery, but right now, voters really have to take your word for it. We've asked for your medical records. We've asked to have a conversation with someone from your medical team, to interview your physician. You've declined those requests. Why?
Well, I feel like we have been very transparent in a lot of different ways. When our doctor has already given a letter saying that I'm able to serve and to be running.
I mean, respectfully, that letter from your physician, that was 6 months ago. Don't voters deserve to know your status now?
Being in front of thousands and thousands of people and having interviews and getting around all across Pennsylvania, that gives everybody and the voters decide, if they think that it's really the issue.
Polls show Fetterman's lead is shrinking against Republican Dr. Mehmet Oz. It's now a toss-up race that could determine control of the Senate. Republicans focusing on crime, in particular Fetterman's votes on the parole board.
Fetterman says he's trying to get as many criminals out of prison as he can,
including votes in favor of paroling convicted murderers.
Are you soft on crime?
Of course not. I'm actually effective on crime, and I believe in second chances, and I've run on that record.
Meanwhile, Fetterman going after Dr. Oz on abortion rights.
Dr. Oz likes to make fun of me that I might miss a word, but he's missed 2 words, and that is a yes or no on the national abortion ban. If you're going to be our next senator, you have to give the answer.
Lester Fetterman told us he is committed to debating Dr. Oz on October 25th, where he will also be using closed captioning.
So unless she was speaking small talk in closed captions, he was not going to understand. Right. That's the issue.
I actually thought it was inappropriate that she said during small talk before our interview.
Maybe she's bad at small talk. Maybe it was her.
Maybe it's her.
You can count on us to eliminate the filibuster.
And the last thing I'll say, I don't think she's like a neurosurgeon or a neurologist, but my friend Sanjay Gupta is, and Sanjay Gupta said the following. Sanjay Gupta said processing issue is not a comprehension issue, as Sarah just said. He says he does not appear to have a problem with cognition.
If you come out and step with us, we will be able to stand with you in D.C.
He's responding quickly. He supposedly took a couple of tests where he performed well on those tests. He does not appear to have a problem with understanding.
And let's get some stuff done for America.
The Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
Okay, I just want to know why he always wearing a hoodie. So because he got a stroke, he don't have to, like, everybody is business attire in politics. He out here with a hoodie.
Well, it's kind of like Joe Biden running everywhere for no reason.
Where he running?
Yeah,
at least he got a suit on.
No, because it's like it's a gimmick that they wanna show. Like, hey, he's not old. He can run everywhere.
Oh,
Joe Biden.
Oh.
And it's like for this guy, like, hey, he's like you.
He wears hoodies.
He's a bum.
I am tough on crime. I believe in second chances.
To me, it's like it's Joe Biden 2.0.
Yo, it's baby Biden.
It's baby Biden. Like, you're telling me that I should vote blue because of abortion, right? And because the other side is racist.
Right.
But you're willing to put another person in the office that doesn't know where he is. And I hate the fact that, like, the
Eagles are better.
And the Eagles. And it's not about making fun of him. I think
thought that's what I was doing that. Sorry. But go ahead.
No, but I'm saying, like, that's not the point. Mm-hmm. I think it's ridiculous that when people hear something that they always want to put it in this frame to where it's like you have to have sympathy for everything, and that's why we should allow anything.
No.
It's like, don't you have a heart? So it's not to make fun of him. But after he receives a very nice vaccination, he ends up getting a stroke. Nobody's laughing at that.
And the thing is that I mean, like, I feel bad for Biden as a person. Like,
I don't.
I do, because I'm like, you know what? He should be somewhere relaxing.
And so should John Fetterman. But
that's my point.
Mhm.
Like, as a person, you can care. And I feel bad that he has to use a monitor. But I also feel that just because you feel bad for someone doesn't mean you can't say, hey, they're not equipped to do the job. And I think that's what the thing is. We want to just stay where we feel bad. Since we feel bad, we can't say anything. Don't say anything.
And that's what I disagree
mean.
with.
That's mean, Clarissa. That's just not nice.
It's not about being mean.
And
and
that's
ableist. You know what? That's ridiculous. And I hate the fact that people were bringing up wheelchairs and whatnot. This person uses a hearing aid. This one has glasses. This is a slippery slope you're on. Wait a minute. We are talking about brain trauma.
Right.
Okay.
Not disabilities.
Like, even when I heard that argument, I was like, yo, these kids these days, man. Like, how did you put that together? That's not the same thing.
No.
And I think at some point it's like, you can't look at things from that angle, you know, where we're going to allow this person to take this role because of the color of their skin. Or we're going to let this person take this role because, you know, we feel bad for them. No, that's not how you run a country. That's not even how you run a business. And this whole thing for me is like, at the end of the day, if you being a voter, stop looking at all of the identity politics stuff and just say, if I was getting ready to get on the operating table, would I want this person to be the one that cuts me open? I don't care what gender you are. I don't care what color you are. Are you the best in your field? That should be the only thing that is on your mind. And if you make it anything other than that, you're going to find yourself in trouble. And that's why we have all of these wicked politicians that are running our country that are only for themselves. I mean, they have no character, no heart. I mean, no class. I mean, is this the route that we want to continue going down? It's absolutely ridiculous.
Why are you wearing a hoodie and jeans?
You went right back there.
Because, like, that right there should tell you. They're not even wanting to make him presentable.
No, it's no class. He's right there next to, you know, the twerking queen. I just...
Like, that, but that to me is like a slap in the American people's faces. Like, you're not smart enough. You're not classy. We need to show you. So this is what they think we are.
Mm-hmm.
Just
or
a whole bunch of hoodie wearing, jean walking Pennsylvanians. We got jeans just like you. Why wouldn't you want to vote for me?
Well, I mean, I don't know, because you see, like, this isn't just in one state. This is throughout their party. You find this nonsense. And
really?
I'm not going to say it's all of them. And I'm not talking about, like, the jeans and the sweater. I'm just saying how, like, they're shot out. You know what I mean?
Who else got jeans and a sweater?
No, but I mean...
It ain't a sweater, it's a hoodie.
Yeah, well, whatever.
That's a big difference.
I guess.
My son wears hoodies.
Yeah. I don't think he's ever really had a real job. So that was like the
Hold
thing.
on a second.
Yeah.
John Fetterman?
Yeah.
He never had a real job. And he out here trying to shoot black people?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So
he has no concept of responsibility, but yet he wants to be responsible with how we govern in our country. Yeah.
Who found him? Who endorsed him? Sometimes I'll be wanting to know that type of stuff because I don't know how to research all that. But who was like, you know what? John Fetterman, he would be great.
Yeah. But I think it's interesting because they put these people out there like their voter bloc won't know anything about them, won't care to look into them. And to a degree,
they don't.
They don't. And they're absolutely right.
It's blue.
Yep. We're not voting Republican.
I heard somebody say to me in my life, I'm going to be a Democrat for the rest of my life. We never leave. I was like, okay. That's me the salt.
Right. So speaking of which, we'll go more into their voter bloc.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America. Made in America.
Lauren Boebert immediately eyes that as an opportunity to troll blue check marks on Twitter. She releases this tweet right over here. 2 words. Let's go, Brandon. And the blue check marks fell for it instantly. David Hogg responds, 3 words. You're an idiot. Chip Franklin responds, is Lauren Boebert dumb as dirt or just unable to count? Representative Casey Weinstein writes, that's 3 words. Barnacules Nerdgasm writes, who wants to tell her that's actually 3 words? With a smirk smirk face. Yeah, John Cooper, Joe Biden brown-noser John Cooper writes, breaking, Lauren Boebert just completely humiliated herself, tweeting 2 words, let's go Brandon. That's 3 words. She's such a friggin' moron. Greg Rickard writes, 2 words, God, you're dumb. Senator Gary Farmer writes, check me if I'm wrong, Scotty, but I'm pretty sure that in addition to being absolutely inappropriate for a sitting member of Congress, is 3 words, not 2. Charles Johnson writes, how is it possible for a human being to be this effing stupid? The Humanist Report writes, oh my effing God, with a facepalm. These people are not paying attention. I mean, get trolled, but even beyond that, the funniest part of this troll is that all of these individuals are attacking Lauren Boebert as a, quote, moron or a stupid person or an idiot for saying 2 words and then uttering a statement that's 3. They're calling her a moron when, unbeknownst to them, their sitting president is the one who said this, essentially. All right, well, if Lauren Boebert is apparently a dummy for making that mistake, does that standard now apply to Joe Biden, who's actually the person who made that mistake? Of course, the typical reaction. These people are Democrat Biden shills, and they don't even know what Biden is saying. These people identify as political experts who are giving information, giving their takes on Twitter, and they don't even know what's going on outside of their Twitter bubble. We have seen this happen countless times. I mean, how could you not know? And for me, it really seems to be a left-wing phenomenon.
1 year ago, that's when Biden was inaugurated. What was your reaction to seeing him become the 46th president of the United States?
I was pretty hopeful.
I was happy to have a Democratic president again and someone who has been involved with politics for a pretty long time.
Actually, I was happy. I'm not gonna lie. I was happy because it wasn't Trump.
Yeah.
It's like the better of 2 evils, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. I was pleased overall.
After seeing what he's been able to do over his first year in office, do you think he's doing a good job so far?
I haven't really followed up on what he's been doing specifically.
As far as anything standing out, I really can't name something specifically.
I don't keep super close on that, but I just think the overall, having a positive and just an overall good person in the office.
I haven't heard that many good things that he's done in office.
I honestly have no idea.
No idea?
No.
Is this unprecedented to arrest a former president for not turning in documents?
The former president that had committed this many provable criminal acts.
But what are the provable criminal acts, I guess?
Provable criminal acts. Well, I'm done talking.
Sir, give me a racist policy that Donald Trump has implemented.
A racist policy that Donald Trump has implemented.
Yes.
His policies, I swear.
You can admit that you don't have proof, and you can.
I'm so overwhelmed right now.
No, you're not overwhelmed. You're
I am.
overwhelmed because there is no proof, and you don't have it.
I do. And if you want to show up and you want to come to campuses fully prepared with notes.
But if you call someone a racist, be prepared to back that up.
Well, the trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so.
So funny, just the way they react. Illegal. I mean, he's just done so much. What proven illegal stuff?
I don't want
I'm done talking.
Yeah, we're done. We're done.
What are you, a Trump supporter?
Pollard, what are you doing? You're acting like a girl out there. What are you, a girl or something?
What are you, Trump? What are you, a girl or something? What are you, a girl or something? No, but it's really sad. It's really, really sad. These are the same people that are excited. I'm excited. I'm hopeful.
Yeah, I cannot wait to go out and vote. We have to do it. We got to do it for our community, and we just can't do this with Trump anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, your guy won. So, what do you like that he's doing?
Well, I don't really follow it. I mean, I just know that it's better than Trump. That we have an adult.
Yeah, it's
in
better,
the White
and
House
it feels
now.
like a good vibe. It feels like
because he's a nice guy.
He seems really nice. The way he smiles, it really makes me feel like he's doing a lot for our country, and he smiles a lot.
No, but see, this is the problem, and the next video I would like to do is about the media.
Yeah,
I would like to throw all of the clips on how they have been wrong. And I think it's far beyond wrong. I think that they lie, and then it gets to a point where they can no longer lie about it anymore. So it has to appear as if they're wrong. But it's more like, I just got to finally tell you the truth. But then we'll still try to run with a lie. They'll fall back on it for a little bit, then they'll come back out with it again. They don't play anything that is favorable to Democrats. Just like the one chick from the Young Turks, when she was like, I would have loved if they would have picked up the interview with the Congress lady with the weird name, the something burgers.
Oh, Spam Burger.
There we go.
Because I was thinking
And
that
she was
might
like-
be kind of good.
But she was like, I would have loved if MSNBC or somebody else picked it up, but Fox picked it up, because it helps them politically or whatever. It's like, no, it's because Democrats, like the MSNBC, like the mainstream media is the arm to the Democrat Party. They're not going to show anything that is not favorable to Democrats. That's why they won't pick it up. But Fox, they'll definitely do it.
That's like a lot of people saying they would not watch PragerU because there's so much racist stuff. Like the same thing you've seen in the videos, it's the same thing like across the board, whatever has to do with conservative people. So they had kind of like a questionnaire, have you ever seen PragerU? So much racist stuff, so much. What did you see on there that was racist?
Well, I haven't watched the video.
I don't really watch it because it's racist.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but what about it? What was it on? I just know that it is. I don't really watch it though. I have not watched it. You didn't hear me say I don't watch it, so I don't want. So how you have an opinion? Well, because I know it's racist.
Yeah, but see, I think people like that. It's frightening, like to look at it.
It is
because it's just like, do you not realize that you don't have an independent thought? All of your thoughts have been fed to you. Not only that, but the part that makes you dangerous is that you have all of these emotions that follow it and you don't even know why.
Yeah.
You are the perfect weapon and tool to be used. Anytime we sound the whistle, you're right on cue. We got you right on cue.
Why,
because
though?
What do you mean why?
Why?
Why what?
Why do you think that is?
Why are they the way that they are? I don't know.
You have no theory?
No, I don't have a theory. Not at all. Because I think that for me, I can't really speak for somebody else, but I didn't have a bias when I went into it. So it was easy for me to just kind of look at both sides and make my own choice, to come out. And it wasn't so much as like me saying, well, I think I'm supposed to align here, so I guess I'll go there. Like, it wasn't one of those things. It was just like, oh, you guys are wicked. Oh, y'all ain't got no backbone. Like, that was the number one thing that I could not stand about Republicans. They bark, 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 no bite. And then whenever I did see a few of the Republicans that I didn't feel was really standing up for what the people wanted, I was like, when I found out about Liz Cheney, couldn't stand her. I haven't followed her entire career, but the little bit that I was beginning to see of her, I was like, oh, hell no. Then I ran into Mitt Romney, and I was just like, you can keep him too. Mitch McConnell, could care less about that guy. There are people in the Republican Party that I don't find favorable to. Like, they can go for all I care, But I didn't have that mindset, and I was willing to hear anything. Like, I was willing and open to hear both sides, and I think that that's the hiccup for a lot of people. It's like they're not willing to hear the other side of the story. And if you're stuck there, you're not open to hear anything else. Like, there is no counter argument to challenge your way of thinking. And if anything, you begin to put up these walls. So if somebody says something that's opposite to what you've been fed, it can become a scary thing, because now it's more than just politics. It's really a religion for you.
It is. Because you follow it at all costs. And it sucks too, because it's if you are a gay person, if you're a black person, if you're a woman of color, that's where you have to be. And if you're not there, then there's something wrong with you.
Oh yeah, the cult will come down on you.
Yeah, and that's like, I'm just like, when did this all happen, that we all can't be free and think what we want to think, and it not be because, wait a minute, you belong to that group, what are you doing over here?
Yeah.
And then there are people online who will literally tell you, you're on the wrong side.
Mm-hmm. And they have no clue what it is that they're standing for. I can guarantee they don't have the darnest clue of what's happening in our country. And it irritates me when they bring up abortion. Like, that is the number one thing that we are fighting in our country. You don't know what's happening?
But you know what? Yeah, I know, right? But you know what really sucks is to call abortion healthcare. Like, I cannot stand. And anytime somebody says that, like before, back in the day, like if somebody said healthcare, like, as long as he's for healthcare, and then I will vote for him. Like back in the day, I'd be like, oh, talking about Medicare and stuff like that for the elderly. No. They're talking about abortion.
Yeah.
That is it.
That's why, like, when people talk about just like the one issue that they'd be willing to vote for a particular candidate, I think it is so selfish because you're only thinking about you and what you want and not what we need as a country, as a unit, as a body of people that's going to benefit everybody.
And quite frankly, that party does not care about children. I'm sorry to say it. Like I hate to like just bluntly say it, but
no, it is what it is.
They don't care about our youth. Our and when you're saying, or when I say that they don't care about our youth, it goes to everything that affects them. You know what I mean? Because to have all these things and then have abortion, fighting for abortion, and not trying to fight for school choice, not looking into these curriculums and see the things that have been broken for years and try to fix them. No, you want to ruin them more. You want to ruin them more, and you don't care about the moms. Nobody cares about parents anymore. Like, they don't care. Like, that side does not care unless you're LGBTQ. They don't care about children. That's all I have to say. And a lot of the stuff that they're doing, I mean, it really, to me, I look at it and it all affects children. The border affects children. Having the borders open affects children. This whole new ideology going into schools, which I'm not even going to say what it is, because if you know, you know, that affects children. The COVID-19 vaccination, that affects children. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, all these things are affecting kids, and that's who's going to be our future.
That's why they never really campaign on their policies. They can only campaign on how the other people are racist and we're for abortion.
Trigger words.
You know, that's it. There's no policy. And the reason why they have no policy is because they have no character. They know that their policies are terrible. And you have all of these criminals, classless people that are looking to run our country. And they know that they could throw out anything because you're ignorant. And we know that if we put a D in front of their name, you'll vote for them. Isn't that right, Nancy?
Or Alexandria's. When we won this election, it wasn't in districts like mine or Alexandria's. However, and she's a wonderful member of Congress. I think all of our colleagues will attest. But those are districts that are solidly Democratic. This glass of water would win with a D next to its name in those districts.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, they know this.
You see this right here?
If I put a D in front of that, you'd vote for it.
You know it's for abortion.
You know what I mean? Ain't got nothing in it.
It don't matter. You know what I mean?
No, what I meant is like there's nothing in it.
I know, but it has a little bit of drops. And just because you have more drops in your water bottle, you should vote for him because he only has a little bit of drops inside that water bottle. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. I think that I had said this before, and it was funny because I was listening to Tim Pool, and he said the same thing, that they should take the parties off of the names.
I like that idea. I have always been down with that idea. It would help communities get back together. It would help.
And you'd have to know who you're voting for. You couldn't just do straight ballot. You would have to know. Who is it that's going to be running, you know, this part? Who's your congressman? Who is your state rep? You would have to go in and actually learn who these people are, what they stand for, and then go there. I mean, and even if you wanted to take the shortcut route where you were just like, you know, who is this person? Oh, they're a Republican. Okay, so I'm going to go for this person. I mean, if you wanted to stick to that vote blue no matter who, or I'm going to stick with conservative.
Take the colors off, take it all off.
No, but I'm saying if you were to go online, you would know where they stood. But you would still have to research.
Yeah.
You know, and have to have your little list or whatever.
Well, yeah, because if they research, they'd be like, wait a minute. They want to do abortion up to 9 months?
After birth? All of that.
After birth? If they just don't like it? Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. I don't know if this is going to make me mad, but look, I just found the story, and it was this couple who did in vitro or whatever you do where you put the eggs together where it was the wrong baby, and it was growing in the womb already. And they were like, what? That's not our baby? Let's go ahead and have an abortion because we don't want the natural parents, or how do they call it, the biological parents. We don't want them to then later on want the baby back. We want our own baby. 23 weeks old.
It's wrong. Yeah. And I think that if people were to do their research, that they would realize what they were actually standing with, and they would lose more and more and more of their base. Because at this point, I think that the only people that are following them now are the ignorant and the crazy.
Yeah.
Like you are either wicked or you are absolutely ignorant.
Yeah.
You think that you're stomping with a party because they represent you. You have no idea what you're co-signing on. Completely oblivious to what these people are doing to our country. It's really, really sad. You know, and anytime you press them on an issue, they have all this passion again, but no information. Nothing more than what's been fed to them. And you could see all of the picket signs, or I wouldn't say the danger signs, where they're not allowed to cross through mentally. It's like you talk about this and it's like danger, danger, danger.
Oh, like what happened to the boy when he was talking to the girl with the curly hair. What's her name?
Yeah, you know, like I'm not allowed, Caitlin.
Caitlin.
You know, like I'm not allowed to cross into that because I don't know anything about that. And so I crumble under
He was like,
all
I'm
of you.
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't overwhelmed.
You just don't know nothing. You got all that passion and reality's hitting you like a ton of bricks. I'm mad, but I don't know why. And it's really, really sad.
It's sad too because they need help.
Yeah.
They literally need help and they're not getting help, and everybody's like, we just have to affirm them. No, they really need help, because even if you affirm, you're not taking care of the illness, the help that they need. Like they really need some people to talk to and work out through their brains. But with all that's going on, it's I feel like it's making it worse.
No.
Especially putting them on the spot. Like she put him on the spot.
No, I hope that was an awakening moment for him. But I would just say that, you know, my closing words is that if you're somebody that's speaking with somebody that's on the left and they may be passionate, don't come down on them. But it's really coming to a point where it's like each one teach one. Because at the end of the day, like they really just don't know. Yeah. You know, they're in an echo chamber and they think that a lot of people are co-signing what it is that they're drinking, but they have no clue because they haven't exited outside of that echo chamber. But if you little by little, not overwhelming them, and not angrily, like you can't do it being angry, but saying, okay, I understand that they don't know. They only see what the algorithm will allow them, or, you know, they only know what's surrounding them through their family and friends, but to just give them little breadcrumbs and hopefully they'll come to their senses and realize that there's more to this story than what they've been allowed to see and think.
Yeah, I think that's something good, because that's like, it goes off of what we were studying yesterday. I wish I would have brought my book, like speech, which I know I have a problem with. My speech is reckless, but to come with grace, you know, I forget what scripture it was we were reading, but it was talking about, like, you know, to come with grace and not to quarrel. It was like one translation said without quarreling, you know. And
2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 24 through 26, I think we read.
Yeah, something like that. Mm-hmm. And it was just talking about the words that we use when we're trying to, like, talk to people, I guess, you know. And I think that there is a spirit within the whole situation, so it's really easy to get upset. But I think too, we have to be open to people feeling that way and just kind of like acknowledge it, and then maybe you just try to work through it, because I think I'm seeing all these videos, but I think it probably couldn't be fair for them either. You know, like, they don't know they're going to be blindsided. And I think to be blindsided makes you defensive right away. So it's like, yeah, you may want to hear what the other person's saying, but now you feel
Not if you approach me. If I'm just out there with my microphone and you approach me with some hostility, how you going to step to me and not have your information?
That's true,
and then talking about you came here prepared. Homie,
That's
you
true.
stepped to the mic unprepared. That's my fault?
That's true. That's true. Because I'll tell you one thing. If I don't know the topic or what it is,
You
I'd
know
rather
what I mean?
keep my mouth shut. You remember that episode we had?
You could talk to her. I ain't going to talk to her.
You remember that episode? I stayed quiet the whole time. If I don't know nothing, I ain't saying nothing.
Right? Nah, he walked right into that one.
And you know what? I be debating with people and they'll come up with something I don't know, and I'll be like, well, no, I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd rather just let it be and let them win if that's the case, you know?
Yeah.
But that's my last words.
Oh, okay. So with that, what is the goal?
What is the goal? The goal is to break the image of tradition
while showing the beauty of walking in wisdom,
bringing it raw and keeping it 100.
With Christ at the center, you're either going to hate it or love it. Thank you for tuning in to Hate It or Love It. We will see you again next week. No, the week after.
Yeah, so guys, we're going to start doing every other week. We will be putting out an episode. That's something that we didn't talk about. We're trying to build some things. We want to come up with a nice little channel where we can really build in Christ, and maybe you guys can see us grow and join in that too. You know, we definitely want to try to build, because in this platform, they're really censoring just almost everything. And we love talking about politics. We love talking about current events, but it really is deeper. It's deeper than all these current events that we got going on. So we want to develop.
Very spiritual.
Yeah. So we want to have something that's specifically just for us growing in Christ. So with that being said, we're going to just slow down a little bit with Hate It or Love It. We'll pull out an episode out of somewhere every other week. Because I said pull out. So all right. Bye, guys.
All right. See you next week. Oh, God, I did it again.
What'd you do?
I said see you next week. We won't be seeing them next week. I can't help
9?
that.
Is episode 9?
It is episode 9.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 9. She got a 9. He got a 9. I got a 9.
Mm-hmm.
It's my... Okay. She better have Vicks in that bag if she want me to vote for her.
Vicks.
She ain't got no Vicks. Hillary, you don't get my vote. Okay?
Was that her story took place a full hour before anyone breached the Capitol grounds, before anyone breached the building, before anyone had known that anything was going to happen. AOC comes out.
That sounds like they knew.
No. That it was a setup?
I know it was a setup.
That's an example of stroke.
Where the fuck is he going? I was empathetic. Empathetic. Empathetic is empathetic. It's both of them.
Oh, I'm watching that debate. I'm watching that debate.
He's having a debate?
Well, Oz.
There's no way.
With the monitor. Yo, it's going to be the softest softball questions ever. What's your name? John Fetterman. Okay, Oz.
What are you going to do about all the problems that we have and all the deficiencies and the fact that before you can...
What are you going to do about inflation and how do you feel about immigration and all of it?
Mm-hmm. What's your name? John Fetterman.
What state are you running for?
Pennsylvania.
The taxation?
That's what I've been saying.
Okay.
And nothing's happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Boba-19. Everybody in the comments be knowing what I'm saying.
Boba-19.
The taxation. After he took the taxation, then he got that stroke. I mean, but it's a coincidence. That could happen to anybody.
No. So basically, these people...
Your son's making that one thing that smells so good.
Oh, my God.
You smell it?
I do smell it.
Oh, my God. Why is it got to be so strong? It smells so good.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That people will no longer... That's not even where I want to go with it. Yes, let's roll. Let's roll together.
Roll?
Yeah, let's
like
grow.
roll up.
No,
we're not supposed to do that. We gave our life to Christ.
I don't even smoke.
Me
weed.
either. How about you say see you next time? You ready? You want to do it again? You say see you next time?
Okay. So what's the goal?
The goal is to break the image of tradition
while showing the beauty of walking in wisdom,
bringing it raw and keeping it 100.
But Christ at the center, you're either going to hate it or love you.
Hey. Or love you. I love you. I love you.
One more time. So what is the goal?
The goal is to break the image of tradition. Yeah, and guys, just want to let you know, we're setting up a new way of dispersing our episodes. So we're going to do an episode every other week. What?
Nothing.
Every other week, right? So we're trying to work on another channel where we're going to be, and you can put that other part and just move it over to this part and then cut this part where I stop talking.
Why would you do that? Why didn't you just keep talking? How you going to give up in the middle of that? See, what we're doing is in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, you know, but forget it. Just throw that part in with this one, and then we're just kind of, we're good, right?
All right, fuck it. All right.
You just straight gave up.
All right, come on.